4 a.m. Arabian Sea. Beneath these black waves, a $4 billion tactical extinction has been activated. Watch the sky because they never saw it coming. The USS Abraham Lincoln is cutting through these black waters, heading straight into the heart of the Hormuz trap. The flight deck of the USS Abraham Lincoln is a controlled inferno of kinetic energy. While the world sleeps, the jagged edge of American power projection is slicing through the dark toward the Strait of Hormuz. Leaked mission telemetry confirms a specialized task force of F-35C Lightning IIs is already cycling into the kill box. They aren't just patrolling, they are hunting. Deep within their internal bays, AIM-120D. AMRAAMs are slave to the most advanced sensor fusion suite on the planet. Ahead in the narrowing throat of the strait, a deadly Geometry-Seizure trap has been laid. The target, a pair of Iranian F-14 Tomcats attempting a cowardly ambush on a low-flying A-10 Warthog. The Iranians think they have the advantage. They believe the sky is empty. They are wrong. High above at 40,000 feet, the F-35s are operating in LPI mode, low probability of intercept. They are digital ghosts, invisible to Tehran's vintage radar, watching the enemy's every move with cold, algorithmic precision. In the next 15 seconds, the technological gap between generations will be laid bare in a massive fireball. You're watching a tactical extinction event. This is not training, this is real. American carrier power is fully engaged in one of the most dangerous stretches of water on Earth. Right now, as you listen to this, the United States Navy is dominating the Strait of Hormuz like never before. This is not a drill. This is the jagged edge of American power projection. As you watch these steel titans launch into the hazy dawn, remember the Strait of Hormuz is no longer just a waterway. It's a powder keg waiting for a single spark. The world holds its breath, knowing that in these hostile skies, there is zero margin for error. The hunt has begun. The real star of the show that morning was not the sleek stealth fighters high above. It was something far older, slower, and uglier. The A-10 Thunderbolt II, affectionately called the Warthog, was flying low and slow over the strait. This aircraft has been delivering brutal close air support since the 1970s, and it was built around one thing: its massive 7-barrel 30mm Gatling gun. It is not fast, it is not pretty, but it is tough as hell, armored to survive hits that would shred any other plane and designed to destroy armored targets with merciless efficiency. The Warthog was hunting for something far more sinister than enemy fighters that day. It was hunting mines and the small Iranian fishing boats suspected of laying them. In recent weeks, intelligence had tracked suspicious small vessels moving through shipping lanes at odd hours, stopping in strange patterns. These were not commercial operations. These boats were part of Iran's desperate attempt to turn the Strait of Hormuz into a deadly trap, seeding the waters with sophisticated mines designed to damage tankers, drive up insurance costs, and strangle global oil flow without triggering all-out war. Iran's hatred for American presence runs so deep, they are willing to risk global economic chaos just to bleed the United States and its allies. The A-10 flew low enough to read markings on the side of fishing boats, and slow enough to circle back and investigate anything suspicious. Its sensors scanned the water ahead, while the pilot stared down with deadly focus. If they spotted a boat dropping mines, the response would be swift and devastating. First a radio warning, then a warning shot, Sayal, and if ignored, the 30mm cannon would tear the vessel apart in seconds. No fishing boat on Earth can survive the fury of an A-10 Warthog, but there was a deadly threat lurking. Iran still operates a small number of F-14 Tomcat fighters, legendary jets. America sold them in the 1970s, before the revolution. Through decades of sanctions and twisted ingenuity, Iranian engineers kept some of these supersonic beasts flying by cannibalizing parts and reverse engineering components. These Iranian Tomcats aren't just relics. They're upgraded platforms carrying the F-14s Tehran's reverse-engineered version of the legendary AIM-54 Phoenix. Linked to the modified AN/AWG-9 pulse Doppler radar. These missiles are designed for long-range interdiction capable of locking onto the slow-moving Warthog from over 150 kilometers away. One high kinetic impact from a F-14 and the A-10's titanium bathtub wouldn't be enough to save it. That is exactly why the F-35s were there. High above at over 40,000 feet, the stealth fighters from the Abraham Lincoln provided invisible overwatch. High above, the F-35s utilized their AN/APG-81 active electronically scanned array AESA radars in low probability of intercept LPI mode. While the Iranian pilots searched for a signal, the F-35s were already fusing data from their distributed aperture system DS, painting a 360-degree tactical picture. The F-14's vintage radar warning receivers remained silent. They were being tracked by a digital ghost. Then it happened. Just before 9 in the morning, two contacts appeared on the F-35 radar. Two Iranian F-14 Tomcats had launched from a coastal base and were climbing fast, heading south, straight toward the Warthog's patrol area. Their intention was clear: hunt down and destroy the American A-10 in a cowardly ambush meant to humiliate United States forces. The Iranian pilots thought they had the advantage. They were coming in fast at medium-altitude radars scanning for the slow Warthog below. They never looked up. They never knew they were already being hunted by something they could not see. Their outdated systems stayed quiet while American stealth technology painted a perfect picture. The F-35 pilots moved with cold professionalism. From over 160 kilometers away, they began their intercept. Radar emissions were tightly controlled. The stealth profile made them nearly invisible. At 60 kilometers, the weapons bay doors opened for a split second. The F-35's internal bays cycled open, releasing two AIM-12ODAM RAAMs. These aren't standard interceptors. The Delta variant features enhanced two-way data links and a massive no-escape zone NEZ. Even as the Iranian pilots began desperate high-G defensive maneuvers, the AIM-12OD's active radar seeker transitioned to terminal phase, ignoring the F-14's outdated chaff and flares with cold algorithmic precision. In less than 15 seconds, the technological gap between generations was laid bare. Two of Iran's most prized assets evaporated before they even registered a threat. Now I want to hear from you. Does this total dominance by the F-35 render traditional dogfighting obsolete? Or was this a calculated geometry trap that Tehran can never hope to escape? Drop your analysis in the comments. The world is watching this tactical shift very closely. The Warthog pilot far below heard the brief tactical calls over the radio but never saw the engagement. His radar warning receiver stayed silent the entire time. The threat from the north had been eliminated before it could even get close. He simply continued his low-level patrol as if nothing had happened. Eyes locked on the surface where Iranian boats still tried to sow chaos. This is modern air warfare at its most one-sided. The F-35 represents everything that makes American air power terrifying. It sees everything, it remains nearly invisible, and it strikes with precision before the enemy even knows it is there. Meanwhile, the A-10 Warthog continues doing what it does best, flying low. staying tough and dominating the surface threat with raw, unforgiving firepower. Out in the broader naval picture, the USS Abraham Lincoln and its escort destroyers are enforcing American will across the Strait of Hormuz and the Arabian Sea. Carrier strike groups are projecting unmatched power, while American warships stand ready to counter any Iranian naval aggression with Harpoon missiles and Aegis systems. Minesweepers work constantly to clear lanes while fighter patrols maintain total dominance in the skies. The same hatred that drove Iran to launch ballistic missiles at American bases earlier now faces this relentless sea and air blockade. Right now, as those F-35s climb back to altitude and the next pair prepares for launch, let me ask you this. After watching how the F-35 silently eliminated 2 Iranian Tomcats that were hunting an American Warthog, do you believe Iran still has any realistic chance of challenging U.S. air and naval power in the Strait of Hormuz? Or has the technological gap become too wide to overcome? Tell me your honest thoughts in the comments, because this naval confrontation could explode at any moment. The Abraham Lincoln continued its course. The tankers kept their orbits. 2 more F-35s sat ready on the catapults. The mission goes on. American pilots and sailors are out there right now, putting everything on the line to maintain freedom of navigation and punish Iranian aggression. This is what sea and air dominance looks like when the United States decides enough is enough. The hatred runs deep on both sides. Iran keeps pushing with every dirty trick and outdated weapon it has left. America answers with overwhelming technological superiority and the full might of its carrier fleet. If you support the brave men and women of the United States Navy and Air Force carrying out these high-risk missions over the Strait of Hormuz, smash that like button hard. Subscribe for continuous updates on this rapidly developing naval conflict, and drop your predictions in the comments. What will Iran try next after losing more of its precious air assets? This is the front line. This is real. And we will bring you the next chapter as it happens. Click subscribe now. Don't miss a single moment of this historic journey. Your time is valuable. We promise analyses as sharp as reality itself. Stay vigilant, stay informed. We'll see you in the next video. Disclaimer: this video contains content generated or supported in whole or in part by artificial intelligence. This material is intended solely for simulation, illustration, and entertainment purposes. It does not represent real-world events, nor does it constitute political or military advice or verified information. Certain elements may be fictional, dramatized, or inaccurate. Viewers should not rely on this video as a credible source of information or as a basis for real-world decision-making.